GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Hello and welcome to Galatta Plus. In this video review episode, we are going to be talking about Gunasekhar's Shaakuntalam. The film is rather underwhelming and it needed more cinematic vision to be the epic that it wants to be. So as always, there are going to be spoilers, so do watch at your own discretion. Now, Shaakuntalam obviously is based on the Kalidasa play and it has been marketed as #mythology for millennials. So as a thought experiment, let us drag this classic into the modern day. A beautiful woman falls for a handsome dude. He makes vows of marriage, they have sex, and he says he'll be back for her. She pines for him, but he has a bout of amnesia and forgets her until he remembers her. So on the surface, this is a story you are going to laugh off, but what made it work was the literary form, the poetic richness in Kalidasa's writing. So to crack that on screen, you need a cinematic vision, something like what V. Shantaram had when he made the story into Stree in the 1960s. He made one more version earlier, but I have not seen that. Now you need to expand a thin, borderline ridiculous tale into a spectacle that fills the eyes, but also the mind and the heart. Gunasekhar's film, which is in 3D and shot by Shekhar V. Joseph, is content to aim for visual grandeur. The first time we see Shaakuntala, for instance, she's played by Samantha Prabhu. She's shrouded by a cloud of butterflies. Later, there's a huge war scene with Dushyanta, played by Mohan. Meanwhile, there is an elephant taming moment and so on and so forth. But there is no emotional grandeur. About the director's last film, Rudrama Devi, I said the heroine is imposing, she's regal, but she has nothing to play. The character is all externals. There's no inner life to portray. Everything is conveyed through dialogue and it's purely functional. There is no music in the words. Ditto here. Samantha has a lovely screen presence, but oddly, Shaakuntala seems to register the least in her own story. All the big moments go to the others. I don't know what today's millennials are going to make of such a meek protagonist who has zero agency. Yes, agency is a word of this millennium and it was not in vogue when these works were written. But that is why you need to reinterpret at least some of the text. I'm not asking for Shaakuntala to be a feminist, but just give us something to do that's her own, something that defines her. I'm talking about something as simple as pouring out her thoughts to a deer or a peacock or some such thing. Otherwise, she's just the acted upon, a passive creature whose every move is decided by the men around her. And these men range from kings to sages. You may argue that women were passive those days. Look at poor Draupadi, for instance. She agreed, or she had to agree, to be the wife of 5 brothers. But then passivity is a drag on screen. The film does just that. It drags. The screenplay is content to plod along from one plot point to the next, and it's wobbly. A bunch of asuras, they come and go as they please instead of being in the story as a constant threat. Mani Sharma's songs are quite good, but the song sequences are picturized without any imagination and you keep reaching for an imaginary fast forward button. But what really hurts Shaakuntalam the movie is the fact that the central love story, that does not make you feel anything, and therefore everything that arises from it passes by without much impact. Those looking for an easy watch visual spectacle may not mind. The creature effects are not bad and there is quite a lot of bigness, but those looking for an emotionally affecting tale of a woman who suffers for no fault of her own may end up waiting for the Bhansali version of Kalidasa's epic. And that's it for Shaakuntalam. If you like this video review, do subscribe to Galatta Plus and see you soon at the movies.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.